Hello everyone and welcome back to NASCAR. We are here at the Glen for the GoBowling.com at the Glen race.
That's right, so we are in the second round of the playoffs here. So Greg Biffle is going to be looking to try and get himself through to the next round for sure. So we're going to see how he's able to do that as we go racing.
That's right, Greg Biffle started off with a very good finish at Pocono, getting second behind Kyle Busch, who is already to the next round.
Yep, got everybody kind of stuck together there as we go into the first turn. You see how far Greg Biffle's already come. It's already up to 29th, so pretty good restart for him so far. As we get racing here. Got Timmy Hill going around into the wall. Got kind of pinned behind Greg Biffle, so we're going to have to see how that transpires. Looks like he's back on track. Greg Biffle going in pretty hot there, trying to get through. And trying to get to the front.
That's right, due to an engine change after Rod went through the block, not something you usually want to race with, they were able to get the engine in right before the race, and we're back racing there with the Roush Fenway car, and they're definitely glad to be on track right now. That was definitely a big change that they had to do right after qualifying, and so they started in the back.
Exactly, so let's see here if we're going to get an outside look here. There we go, got Greg Biffle's Hunt Brothers Pizza Mac Tools scheme, so Mac Tools getting on there for a pretty good amount of the scheme. Hunt Brothers only getting the hood and the back, but yeah, nice looking scheme. So we got Kyle Busch there, so he's already through to the next round. No need to race too hard here in the first stage, and we're going to have to see where he finishes off, but definitely good for him to know, hey, I'm already through to the next round, so I don't have to push too hard. But a lot of guys have to work pretty hard here to be able to get to that next round.
Exactly. One thing that NASCAR has been very bad about is showing graphs of who is in the playoffs. In fact, there is some confusion about who made it into the round of 12 here, but we will see who is the champion at. I forget where where's our championship race going to be?
Well, we're heading out to Kansas.
That's right, heading out to Kansas. Wow, amazing. So that's definitely some bad news for Roush Fenway, as their intermediate tracks have not had that much good happen since Homestead.
That's true, yeah, definitely some issues they've had there going on with setup. Definitely very loose or extremely tight race cars. Have been having that problem with the intermediate tracks, so definitely Greg Biffle and the rest of the Roush Fenway is going to be looking at trying to get a much better intermediate track car ready for Kansas. That's definitely going to be helpful for them.
Exactly, so we're continuing to race here. Kyle Busch has moved up to 14th from his 17th position, so definitely has speed in that number 18 Joe Gibbs Toyota. We see Kurt Busch up here in 12th. He's been having a fairly good run here of late. Definitely having some speed out of that number 1 Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, I think part of it might be that 7-Eleven sticker that's on the car.
That is true, yes. 7-Eleven stickers definitely seem to add some speed, if not some extremely good Slurpees.
Exactly. I could actually use one of those right now.
Well, I'm afraid yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. And so, why did someone put a cat in the room again?
Obviously there's a problem with feral cats in society right now. They're kind of everywhere right now.
I can tell. Yes. I'm gonna hear that side for a moment. Yeah.
You okay? Okay, so sorry about that. He's somebody put a cat in here again. Can we get that thing out of here? Thanks. Yeah, we really do need to depopulate some cats because we have way too many of them. They're killing all the wildlife too, which is unhelpful. But yeah, definitely for those people that are allergic to them, like the buddy is there, they're definitely unhelpful to society as a whole. So I'm not sure how we keep having all these cats around the racetracks. Usually we see foxes and the like around these places, not usually cats, but for some reason we have all these cats in the booth that keep showing up, which is kind of annoying. But anyways, back to the racing content, because that's what we're here for. We got Suarez up here in 11th, doing pretty good for the 96 team. There we go into stage 1. And the winner of that stage is Ryan Priest with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., JTG Daughtery, doing pretty good job here at the road course, so nice to see that. Pit-wise, I think everybody's going to take fuel. Not sure what the strategy will be on tires. I'd say everyone's probably going to skip on tires, is my guess. And that is the case. Alright, correction. We actually have a correction here. Oh, yep, down in the pits, what we got? Well, what we have is that the number 16 team, Greg Biffle, actually took 4 tires. That's due to a miscommunication between the crew chief and the team. Once they pulled in, they'd already taken off the first set of tires before they quite got across. That's why they lost 2 spots. But yes, they were only going to take fuel and skip tires. But the tires might actually help on this restart. Fascinating. So definitely a bit of a gamble not taking tires, so luckily they did end up taking tires there for a bit of a miscommunication. However, kind of loose there through the bus stop. Ryan Newman back in the lead. We got Ryan Priest, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They are running up here quite well. We also have Eric Amarola doing fairly good there in the 3rd position, so good to see some different guys up in the front. And Ryan Newman continues to lead this race so far. Ryan Priest working him pretty hard. No, my buddy has not returned. He is currently, I think he's trying to get himself some apple juice with some emergency. And I think he's going to be taking some decongestion too. Definitely having a bit of a sinus attack here due to that cat that was in the office. So definitely don't want to have a repeat of that. I think we're going to have to start doing sweeps for cat hair now, because he is not looking too good. Definitely having some serious congestion issues there and not feeling well himself. Definitely not good for him. But anyways, back to what's going on here. We got Chase Elliott up here in top 5, the road course king, doing fairly good. Staying pretty far behind Ricky Stenhouse Jr. here, though, as Greg Biffle takes the number 5 spot. Looks like we might have a crossover from Chase Elliott. Excuse me. And yeah, looks like Chase Elliott will cede that spot to Greg Biffle. Might be able to get a run here on the inside. Greg Biffle goes wide. Greg Biffle's going to be able to fight on the inside here into this turn, and Greg Biffle solidifies that spot. So Greg Biffle doing pretty good up here in 5th. Definitely been having some good runs for, not sure what the reason is, but Greg Biffle's finally gotten the car that he's been wanting, a little bit more of a stable car compared to the loose monstrosities that he's had to work with. So definitely helpful to him. Send it down to the pits. That's right, so as you remember, had a huge spin out at Mid-Ohio Road Course when we were there earlier in the year, and Greg Biffle had major issues with that car, could not control it whatsoever. The rear end constantly was coming around. Greg Biffle a lot happier with this car, as it's a far more balanced car, has plenty of give and plenty of take, as it were. It's able to run on the turtles, be able to not spin out, and he's also able, and there you have a caution. That's right, have a caution, but it sounds like Greg Biffle's having a good car. Ryan Priest is the 2nd stage winner, and I'm going to guess that with how good that 16 car is, I'm going to guess that everyone's going to come down for tires here. Is that right? That's right, everyone coming down for tires once again. One thing to note is that everyone will most likely have to pit during this stage during green laps, so that's going to be rather interesting to watch. That will be fascinating, as we have 12 laps remaining here at the Glen. Ryan Preece, Ryan Newman fighting hard. Greg Biffle gets the third spot behind Preece. There he goes, trying to get Preece loose. Kind of falling back now, kind of going. Oh, Preece has a ginormous wiggle. Save to save it. Greg Biffle going to the outside of him. Preece is around. Into the fence, Preece goes back into cars. And there's the caution. Wow, Ryan Preece got loose. Greg Biffle tried to take the spot and ultimately ended up spinning Ryan Preece. Looks like that might actually negate that green lap pit stop here. Ryan Newman and Greg Biffle there on the front. Eric Almirola in fourth, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. bringing up third. 9 laps remaining. Still, everyone will most likely have to come down for a splash of fuel. Ryan Newman taking the outside there. Greg Biffle a little bit slow on the inside. You okay? Feeling better? Alright, good, yeah. Got Ryan Newman in front, Greg Biffle in second. Alright, Buddy should be back in the booth here in a minute or so. Hopefully he'll be feeling better. Yeah, Newman out in front. Had quite a lead there over Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle trying to get some space, pick up some ground here in the bus stop. Greg Biffle definitely has some power. And Ryan Newman definitely the veteran driver. And Greg Biffle, well, Greg Biffle technically is a veteran as well, but hasn't driven in this car except all season. Multiple years where he wasn't racing, so nice to see him back in the sport, and very cool to see him in contention for the championship with Roush Fenway. But yeah, definitely can see Ryan Newman has been doing a little bit better than Greg Biffle here in the race so far. How are you feeling?
Hi everyone, I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you. Having a bit of a nasal issue there. Cat not good for my sinuses, unfortunately. They are rather, the kittens are rather dear on videos, but that's about as close as I can possibly get to a cat. Ugh. Messes up my sinuses completely.
Well, we're all rooting for you there, man. So hopefully we're going to be sweeping the booths a lot better now. Checking for cat hair. Sorry about that.
That's alright. We definitely need to take care of that feral cat problem, as you mentioned, though. Way too many of them. Not to mention, you're seeing all of the possums and stuff, they're disappearing like nuts because of that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think about possums disappearing. Fascinating. Anyways, back to the race.
Exactly. So we have, I see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as Ryan Preece was wrecked out.
That's correct.
Alright, so Ryan Preece wrecked out, obviously, and farther in the back, and excuse me. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're both all names, and my head's a little bit heavy at the moment. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to get that third place as Greg Biffle and Ryan Newman continue to fight it out here for the first position. Also, I have Chase Elliott, who continues to ride around in fifth. So definitely working hard to maintain that position. Got Eric Almirola back there. Looks like Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick back there as well.
Besides, Joey Logano has been rather consistent of late, always staying in the top 10. Ryan Newman's been having some good runs of late as well with Roush Fenway. Getting a little bit loose there with the push from Greg Biffle. Greg Biffle's trying to let him know that he wants the spot.
Exactly, and so that is very important because technically Newman is out of the playoffs. Didn't have enough points to make it into the round of 16, and doesn't have enough points to be able to make it into 12, since obviously didn't make it into 16. But yeah, definitely go time for the 16 car. They definitely want to get this win to solidify them into the next round. Very, very important for the 16 team.
Precisely. So Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I think, I don't remember where he is in the points, but I think he might have a chance in 12th.
Yes, it is rather confusing this year with how NASCAR is pointing them. Definitely, you can't make a whole lot of heads or tails out of the brackets they show at the end of the race, but Yes, I believe that I remember seeing him in somewhere in the top 12, so it is possible for him to be in the running.
Yeah, precisely. So we're gonna have to see if he's able to make it. He's been keeping up with the Roush Runaway guys here pretty good. Definitely one of his old teams, so kind of knows how those cars handle. Might be able to know a trick or two to make him mess up at the end. But Greg Biffle definitely wants that first spot there. It's okay to go. Another thing that we got to look at is fuel. That will be coming up for almost everybody as far as I know. And so that's going to be interesting. And Ryan Newman had a bit of a brake lock up there. That did not look good. That looks like we're good. What do we have on the pits? Alright, so what we have in the pits is that there's about 3 laps of fuel remaining in everyone's tanks. That's correct. So about 3 laps of fuel remaining. And so everyone is going to have to pit at some point. You can see how far the field is stretched out. So that's going to be very important when everyone pits. If the guys in the back pit, most likely they'll go a lap down. But if there's a caution, you can potentially get the lap back. Also, depending on if you're in the middle of the field, you might be able to get out in front of the leaders by getting that splash of fuel. Caution come out, you might be able to take the lead due to the fact that you don't have to pit for fuel. So, a lot of different strategies that are possible. The guys in the front, though, really don't have much of a choice. When each other pits, you pit. There's not going to be any real strategy up front. It's going to be pit, pit, pit for everybody once they start coming down. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So you see, it's really kind of getting crowded up here. You got 5 cars, Ryan Newman, and there it is. And oh, everyone was going to pit. Everyone faked. And that is something we were not expecting. Ryan Newman, Greg Biffle, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. all faked going to the pits, causing Chase Elliott to pit. And you see there the guys that have not pitted, and that is Newman, Stenhouse, Amarola, and Logano. So fascinating. Everyone faked pitting, and Chase Elliott took it. Yeah, fascinating. Several other guys in the farther back, they also didn't pit as well. That was a fascinating move. I don't think we've seen that in a while. That's a different strategy.
Exactly. And so one thing that these leaders do know is that if a caution were to come out, one thing they would do is they would be taking tires. So that is a bit of a gamble on their part, not pitting. Maybe a caution comes out, but if they can get tires, no matter how far back in the field they fall, they will be able to take that amount. Because, I mean, tires do matter on these turns. And you see here everybody coming to the pits this time. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to get on the inside there. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets that spot.
Alright, so everybody's going to be coming down, getting enough fuel to finish off the stage. We have not seen a green flag pit stop in a while in this series, always ended by a caution, so this is going to be fascinating to watch here. Who can get out the fastest?
Exactly, and so that's going to be something that's going to be very important. Here comes Greg Biffle in, going to get that fuel. Eric Amarola there as well, somehow got past Greg Biffle. I'm not sure how that transpired. And there we go, Greg Biffle is out of the pits first.
That's right, Greg Biffle out of the pits, out first, and he hits the wall. Exiting, hits the wall, exiting.
Fascinating. You see there, Corey LaJoy has stayed out currently. And most likely will have to pit this lap, is what I would guess. Let's look at who's behind. We have Kurt Busch, who has suddenly moved up. Ryan Newman, who will be in 3rd position once Corey LaJoy pits. And Greg Biffle there in the 1st position or 2nd currently. So the question is, did anyone take tires?
That is a good question.
Eric Amarola did take tires on that stop. Alright, fascinating. So obviously Eric Amarola had a bit of a longer pit stop, so with that, will he be able to get enough speed to track any of these guys down? Likelihood, very unlikely. But Kurt Busch is charging rather high and trying to catch up to Greg Biffle as Greg Biffle takes the lead.
Exactly, yeah. Kurt Busch has had a bit of a charge in the last few laps, and his car is doing an excellent job, really handling well. He's very happy with the final adjustment they did on the end of stage 2, and they are very happy with how the car is handling right now. Kurt Busch is trying to get to Greg Biffle.
Exactly, and there's a car smoking up ahead. Not sure who that is yet, but we do have a potential caution in the making. It is Brad Keselowski. He has a flat tire.
Yeah, so not helpful for Brad Keselowski at all. Has that flat tire going on. Greg Biffle will get past him pretty quick, but yeah, Brad Keselowski having a terrible day here. That flat tire is going to really slow him up. He's going to have to come to the pits.
Disappointing day for the Penske team of the number 2. Also interesting that a tire is flat on the discount tire. Hopefully he gets a discount when he comes to the pits on time.
Yeah, precisely. So, yep, you see him darting into the pits there. So let's look back as we are on our final lap. Ryan Newman 3rd, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 4th. We got Kurt Busch in 2nd. Got Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 4th, as I said, and Chase Elliott in 5th once again. So Eric Almirola has not caught up to those guys. And big slide going into that turn for Greg Biffle, as we saw. He's able to catch it and get back going, so that's definitely helpful for him.
Exactly. So definitely looks like a victory in the making, but as we know, things can change very quickly here at the Glen. One spin, one tire down, one car that just happens to be sitting in the middle of the track. Weird things like that, or even, yes, a strange man running across the fence trying to get an autograph. Strange things happen here, and you never know how it may finish, but it looks like this one has been written already.
That's right, Greg Biffle doing a good job, almost spinning there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets past Newman for the 3rd spot. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. gets past Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is falling fast. Fascinating. Not sure what's going on there. But there you are. Greg Biffle has won at the Glen.
And here we are with the race results. Greg Biffle wins it, along with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who gets 2nd. Chase Elliott 3rd. Kurt Busch drops to 4th. Ryan Newman drops to 5th. Joey Logano 6th. Eric Almirola 7th. Kyle Busch 8th. Alex Bowman 9th. And the surprising one, BJ McLeod in 10th. We also have Kevin Harvick in 11th. And Corey LaJoie, who rounds out at 15th. Here are your point standings. So already you have Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle, who are secured into the next round, and there are your round of 12. Most likely we will have Eric Almirola, who is currently the last one for the round of 8.
That's right, we'll see how that goes, but it's nice to see that 16 team, along with the Roush Yates engine guys, all there in victory lane at Watkins Glen. Definitely nice to see. So, thanks everyone for watching this broadcast. We will bring you back next time for more NASCAR racing. See you later, everyone.